Hey guys, Jessie here from Tonkadale, and today we're talking about perennials for shady garden spaces. Today is a beautiful day to get out and plant. You'll have lots of nice cloud coverage, hopefully some rain to get all the plants settled in and nice and homey. Let's get started. I've picked some of my absolute favorite shade garden characters here, many of which I have in my own garden, and I keep adding and adding year over year. The beauty of gardening is it never ends. Gardening, you do it over time, and it's a process. You learn as you go, you try some things, you learn some things, you fail at a few things, and that's okay. We'll start from this side to this side, maybe tallest to shortest, I don't know. This one is SemiSapa, also known as snakeroot. Perennial common names are often a result of a flower shape or what that plant was originally discovered and used for, so sometimes very bizarre names come through. So SemiSapa or snakeroot, I have this planted at home in a group of five and then a big space and 5 more with other shade things in between. The variety I have is called black negligee. That one gets a little bit of a darker purple foliage, so it's quite stunning in a shady area, especially if it does get some of that morning sun or dappled light that will intensify the color of the foliage. This one is the original variety. It's got more of a green lacy foliage, but it does have a showy purple stem. This one mixes really nicely with the Japanese painted fern, which you can see here has that beautiful purple and frosty sagey green variegation. Again, I have these in my yard, 2 groups of 3, so 6 total, and from this last year, they have almost tripled in size. They really kind of face where the most light is coming from, and so it's kind of interesting to watch how they're growing and developing. So that's the Japanese painted fern. We'll move to the back here. This one is called Goatsbeard or Aruncus, and this one is more of a dwarf variety. It's called Misty Lace. Look at all those tiny cute flowers. The teeny tiny bees and hoverflies will love to visit this plant in the shade. And this one is very similar to astilbe. Now, this astilbe is called, and I have to cheat and look at the tag, Happy Day. And this white blooming astilbe has twice the amount of flowers of your traditional astilbe. Look at this pretty lacy foliage. You'll get hints of red along the stem. Astilbe come in a wide range of colors, pinks and purples and whites, different heights and different spreads, so you can really mix it up in a shade garden. This is a great plant to use as a transitional item between your shady and sunny area because they do like part sun, but keep them well watered. They're going to need a lot of water, deep watering all through the summer until they are established. All right, down here in the middle we have Heuchera. It starts with an H, H-E-U-C-H-E-R, Heuchera or coral bells, and they get that name from the cute little bell-shaped flowers that live up top these nice sturdy stems. They come in a wide range of leaf colors and variegations. In my experience, the darker leaf varieties are more hardy in the garden and require less mulching and winter protection. So for a beginning gardener or someone who doesn't want to mess around a lot with covering perennials in the winter, go with the darker leaf varieties like the dark purples. Now, the lighter the foliage, the more shade they will need. So the lime green varieties, which are slower growers, are going to burn if they're in full sun. Heuchera are very adaptable. Again, a nice transitional plant that you can repeat in both sun and shade or have kind of on the cusp of that transition zone. So we have 3 really beautiful varieties. This one's called Midnight Rose, and you can see the dapple pink variegation that almost looks fake. This one is just a really nice clumpy with a hot pink flower up on top. And this one's called Black Forest Cake. Delicious. So these are really awesome, and this red one is newer to me, but I'm loving it. It's called Forever Red, and it's just surreal, and you have these like nice pinky backsides of the leaves and really cute flowers with pink on the outside and light pink to white on the inside. What's really interesting too is with the tall flower space, this is something I leave up all winter long, and you can still see them poking up out of the snow in the winter, and they're like, hey, I'm still here, don't worry, I'll be back. So I always kind of love my Heuchera for that. This one's called Kilone. Kilone is how I say it. Could be cologne or turtle head. Now this one comes in a wide range of heights. This is a more dwarf variety. It's called Hot Lips, and it has little flowers that open up like lips, and they're pink. and pollinators love them. Big bumblebees or big chubby bees, they love to just pop open that flower and crawl right in. This one blooms in late summer, so it will add some late summer into fall interest in the shade garden and can tolerate that morning sun or part sun location. So this is the turtle head. I would say in my top 10 must-have garden plants of all time. In the back here we have the Ligularia. This is my favorite variety. It's the Britt Marie Crawford. These dark burgundy purple leaves are really showy as a backdrop to hostas and ferns in a shade garden. Don't overplant this one though, because it does have very large yellow flowers that can look kind of messy if they're in mass, in my opinion. All right, down in here are some you've likely heard of. We just got these back in stock. They're a bit beyond their bloom time, but planning for next year, this is Dicentra or Bleeding Heart. This is the Alba or the white variety, which is a little harder to get your hands on. And these little heart-shaped flowers are almost like a purse or a pocket, and they're so adorable. It gets big and shrub-like depending on the variety you carry, and it comes in foliage colors from lime green all the way to kind of a dark purple fern leaf variety as well. I would be amiss if we didn't talk about Hosta in a shade garden experience, but don't overlook the Hosta. There are so many different beautiful varieties to choose from, and they come in so many different leaf shapes and colors. I love the dusty blue varieties, especially when they have the white flowers. Kind of your traditional old-fashioned hostas will have the purple flowers, and you're just, when you see them lining someone's driver, you kind of go, oh, too much. But these white flowers are just so spectacular in a shade garden, and pollinators do visit them. So leave those spikes up. This one is called, let's take a look, just Elegans. This variety is called Elegans, and it gets huge, massive leaves. This plant can get up to 3 feet wide and almost 3 feet tall. So a huge statement plant for a shady area. That's it. These are my favorite shade plants for shade gardens. So get out there and garden this weekend. It's going to be gorgeous. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at Tonkadale.